What if your website generated over 500 forms a month and they needed to be assigned to sales territories and salespeople? I'm going to show you how we use HubSpot to do that. This client happens to be on Salesforce as well, and we've integrated Salesforce with HubSpot. It was a pretty complex process because they've got a lot of properties within each object that we had to map and a lot of data nuances we had to deal with, but we were able to do it. And we're now able to take advantage of all the great flexibility and customization in HubSpot. So the client handed us basically a Google sheet that had all their territories for their salespeople with zip code ranges. And within each territory, we decided that we could go by state because there's multiple states in the territory and list out the first 3 digits of all those zip codes that are within each state. And that's the basis for what we're going to use eventually to, for example, this territory 12 starts with various 3-digit codes for each zip code. And you can see the different OR statements in here, which we've used as groups for each state. So there's multiple OR statements within each list here that we've created. And this is basically to start assigning people, get them assigned to the right territory list that we could use within a workflow that we've created. So the workflow is pretty complex. It essentially goes through a series of finding which list the person belongs to, which territory list. So we've got branches in here that say, hey, if you're in territory 4, you're going to go through a certain branch in the workflow. If you're in territory 12, you're going to go through a different branch, and so on. There's about 20 total branches in here because that's how many territories there are. So within each branch, we're setting property values on the contact record. We're assigning the specific territory number that the contact belongs to. That's the contact that came in from the form. And also the contact owner, which happens to be the sales person who's in charge of the territory or the territory manager. So that's what this workflow does. And ultimately, the last step we're going to add is a notification to the territory manager that they've received a form. The client wasn't ready at this time to do that yet because there's some training that needs to be involved, but that's the next step for this workflow. Being able to do this has allowed over 5,000 contacts to be enrolled in the process to date, which has saved the sales admin team considerable time, eliminated manual errors, and set us up for future success because, as we know, salespeople change and the process is really set up so it's fairly easy to make changes to it. I hope this video has been helpful to you on how to implement assigning new contacts to sales territories. If you have questions or want to learn more about this, please reach out.